It is 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I stopped drinking coffee, so I'm over here drinking this Alani Nutrition Witch's Brew, which is actually pretty good. I'm not sponsored by this company, just to let you know. I just want to put that disclaimer out. But it's really good. Welcome back to the Camp Savage Show. We are running it back again. This is episode 4. I hope you guys are enjoying this journey because this is a new journey for me. And we just riding a wave, you know. It's different. It's something fresh. And I'm getting acclimated to it, you know. Anytime you want to chime in and make any suggestions, feel free. I'm always down for that. If you're watching this from YouTube or Facebook, welcome. We vibing over here. You know what? The other day, I was thinking about just my life and my journey as a whole, entertainment-wise, in the social media space, and just, you know, thinking about adversity. I think the biggest thing for me that's like my number one focal point is the notion that you have to create your own lane. I've noticed that in this social media space, I mean, entertainment in general, there's so much copycatting. There's so many people taking other people's style. It's like jacking beats, you know, and they're not paying homage. If you go take somebody's whole setup, or you take somebody's whole style, somebody's whole flow, and you don't pay homage, it's an issue. Well, me personally, you know. I can tell you right now. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Bro's from the Midwest. He's from Detroit, from Michigan. I'm from Michigan as well. Shout out to him. I tune into his content all the time. I love his message. Not that I agree with every single thing he says. I mean, obviously, you're going to have some things that you don't see eye to eye on. But overall, he makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm going to give him that. And he pretty much gave me this idea for this setup. I've been watching it for so long, and I'm like, this is something I want to do. This is my next chapter. So that's why I'm tackling it. But I say all that to say this. If I inspire you, or if anybody inspires you to create a certain wave of content, take the blueprint. It's laid out there. What I'm using right now, this is StreamYard. This is my setup. I got this from my homie Q the Boss. I did his podcast. He invited me on as a guest, and he gave me the game. I'm paying it forward as well. So you can create your own lane. There's so many times that, you know, me and my really, really close friends, we wanted to come up with ideas to collaborate with one another. And I'm like, at this point, we can literally just create content. Everybody chimes in. You send out the link. My man Sean, DC, Ray, Q, whatever. We can have our conversations amongst one another right here on this platform, and then we can broadcast it. And these just are our real thoughts. These are real friends, and we can turn it into something. You know, it's just a thought. Today, I'm bringing on a guest, another one of the homies. See him at the gym all the time. He has amazing content. He has, I don't even know how this content came about. So we're going to learn about this firsthand. But this man is a squirrel whisperer. I did not stutter. I said a squirrel whisperer. Him and squirrels are like this. How? I don't know. It's to the point where it's certain type of interactions he has with the squirrels that I've never seen a human have with just a squirrel in general, you know? I am happy to bring him on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the man himself on the show. And thank you so much for pulling up, by the way, man. I'm excited for this one.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to be a part. You know, Maxine and Richard, they told me you was looking for me. So they was like, yo, you gotta go on over to Donny Savage and talk it up with him. So I said, all right, let's do it. So I'm here. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I am good. I was a little slow this morning, you know, but I'm good to go. Got my little energy
Yeah,
drink, you know.
I need that. It's a cloudy day.
Yeah, I stopped drinking coffee, so I've been
Mm.
looking for alternatives, and they've been looking
You
out,
know,
sending these.
I really don't drink coffee. I usually go straight to the most extreme pre-workout. So like coffee really don't do it for me because that's only like what 80 milligrams of caffeine. I usually shoot straight to the 400.
Okay, this is
Yeah,
2. You going straight to 4?
yeah.
Is that
Heart
like?
heart on compilation.
I
Yeah.
figured, I
Heart.
figured.
Hey, I need to calm down, but one of these days.
No, I feel that. Look, happy to have you here. And before, right before I brought you on, well, we're bringing you on. I was sitting here talking about creating your own lane,
Hmm.
and since I have you here, I can't really think of a better candidate for this topic because you are somebody that completely carved a lane that I have never seen before. Look, I've seen people go to like wildlife reserves, Florida, um, Georgia, things of that nature. They playing with tigers and lions, the most extreme things, the most extreme wild animals that people have bonds with. I have never met a squirrel whisperer in my life. I have never gotten close enough to a squirrel to be able to mingle and kick it and have conversations and have live concerts. And you know what I'm saying, y'all doing renovations, they got their own
Hmm.
rooms, big screen TVs. It's probably bigger than the one I got on my wall right now. Slightly jealous.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how did you start this journey um with Richard and Maxine and the whole crew, because you part, yeah, do squirrels have a colony or like a family? How does that work?
You know, so I'll start with that, the colony part. They don't
Okay.
necessarily have a colony. Usually when the mother gives birth to a squirrel, they stay in the nest for about a few months, and then
Okay.
after that, once they leave, they gone. They're out there making their own family, and figuring it out for themselves. So they
Wait,
don't
wait, wait, wait,
necessarily have.
wait. So they like, is this like extreme agent, like extreme not aging, but like maturing? Like they mature a lot faster than I guess other animals maybe. If you saying a couple
Um,
months, or
yeah,
you
a
said
couple months. They just need
okay.
to. They stay in the nest until they can basically fend for themselves, right? So they have to build up the muscular strength to climb and to jump and to do all those things. Before then, the mother is taking care of them. Um, but once that is done and they leave the nest,
Mm-hmm.
they are out here in these squirrel streets making a way for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just how it rolls in the squirrel world.
Okay. So like,
Um,
so how did you in the squirrel world meet in the middle?
hmm
How did
Well,
that start?
we call that harmony, right?
Harmony.
Where human and animal can coexist together. And how that happened, I would walk around and still do, walk around my neighborhood, and there are plenty of squirrels around. And I would stop, talk to the squirrels. If they more than usual, they would stop and listen. And if they did, I'll be like, "Hey, just wait a second. I ain't got nothing on me. I'm gonna go get some food. I'll be back." And then I would come back. They'll be in that same spot. So this all started, I guess, before I started like bringing it to the internet. It started with Richard, and he was on the fence, and he was just looking at me. So I just started talking to him. I was like, "Hey, you want some food? I'll be right back." It took me about 3 minutes to find something because I didn't really have much in the kitchen, other than some salted peanuts. Then I was like, all right, animals probably can't have salt. So I rinsed them under some water. Came back outside, he was in that same position, like same spot, didn't move, not an inch. So I said, okay, maybe he was waiting on me. So I reached up, handed him the peanuts, and I guess it wasn't close enough to his mouth. So he decided to grab like my hand and pull it up slightly so he can grab it with his mouth. From there, I started, strengthening that bond with Richard and also with all the other squirrels that was in the neighborhood. Um, the first video I decided to post on Instagram was with Richard. It was with Maxine and another squirrel, and that's kind of what started the who I am today, or what
That's
I'm known for today.
that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so like Richard had to stamp you as valid, correct? To then bring the rest of the crew.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
no.
No. Mm-mm. I think he understood what I was saying, right? And I also think the other squirrels knew that as well. Because, like I said, I was doing this in the neighborhood for a minute, just
Right.
talking to the squirrels. Not just Richard, but the first encounter was with
Ah,
Richard.
got you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That that's so crazy to me. I know.
Hey.
And look, I know we've like spoken about it briefly. You know what I mean? But like the origin story, building up to like where you are today, your
Mhm.
engagement is on a whole nother level. You're making people's days. Like, can you tell us a situation that's it's quite recent actually? The elderly woman that's been on
Mhm.
your social media page. What is that about? It seems like it's really heartwarming. I know you created a couple videos for her specifically, but I don't
Mhm.
know the details of that situation. Like if you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So her name is Norma.
Okay.
Norma has terminal cancer, and her family reached out to me through Cameo. So I have a Cameo where people can request videos and things like that. Um, Forgot all about that app.
Me too.
No shade to
Me too.
Cameo. No
I
shade to
forgot.
him, but I forgot I had it on my phone, and I got a notification saying, "Hey, um, it was the son who was requesting a video for me to create for her." And at that time, I was out of town. My hair was looking a mess. Like a lot of things was just working against me for creating this video. And they set it to 24 hours. Like I had to create it within 24 hours. If I didn't, then it was gone.
Okay.
So the 24 hours expired, and as soon as it expired, it renewed. So I was like, okay, is there somebody else requesting something? Looked at it again, still was out of town, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, I can't really get to this. And then I got on TikTok and looked at my DMs. I don't even look at messages on TikTok. Um, but for some reason, something told me to do it that day. And it was the daughter-in-law who reached out. She was like, "Hey, my husband, he sent you a request. It's kind of urgent because she has terminal cancer. We don't know, what it's looking like. So if you could get to it, that would be much appreciated."
Mm.
So I said, "Okay." And at this time, I was driving back into town. I said, once I get home, I'm making this video. And they wanted me to make it with, one of the squirrels, Maxine, Richard, Hood Rat Raymond. Any squirrel would have made the video even better.
Yeah.
Um, but no squirrels were around. So I said, okay, let me send her this message. And then later on, I will send her another one. So the first video was a message directly to her, just letting her know that she is loved. There's people around her. Love is just surrounded by her.
Mm.
And I hope that she feels comfort and, valued and all of those things. Um, so I got the family permission. I asked them, was it okay if I could post that video? I didn't know that they were going to send me her reaction. I didn't even know that they recorded her
Wow.
reaction to the video. Um, but they sent that over. So I put the two videos together to get the reaction alongside of me actually giving her that word. And it was a heartfelt moment. It took me a minute to post it because it was a heartfelt moment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I did. It was well received. A lot of people gravitated towards that video, and you know, she created her own Instagram page, or her family created her one. Um, so yeah, and then a few days later, I created another video, this time with Maxine, and that brightened her day even more. Because Maxine is her, outside of her squirrels that she have in her backyard, Maxine is her favorite squirrel. So that was exciting, and just it felt good. And I'm still in contact with the family.
Yeah.
Like I try to talk to them at least once a week, just to get updates on her and see how she's doing.
That's so dope, yo. Kudos to you for that, because it goes beyond being a content creator, you know. Because I can definitely attest to the fact that you're just a good dude, just in general. You know what I mean? You got
Mhm.
this aura about you that makes people gravitate towards you. You know what I mean? And what's so funny, I was telling my girl this yesterday. Like, when we were at the gym, yes, literally yesterday,
Mhm.
I was having a moment. You know what I'm saying? It's days when I started thinking about like my pops passing, and I just lost my uncle like 2 weeks ago too, and they were super tight. So I'm going through all of that, and sometimes there's days where it's just heavy. I can't even control it, but like I'm still trying to do what I have
Mhm.
to do, go to the gym, get shit done, so on and so forth. And I was having a moment at the gym. Not gonna lie, it was like before you came around the corner and came into the free weight room. I was on the cusp of just bouncing. Like I was like, yo, I might bust out crying in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it is what it is. It's just real emotion. Like I don't like to sugarcoat it. You know. And then you came around the corner, and I was like, man, there go my man Derrick, yo, and like, literally put a smile on my face. You know. So like, I appreciate you, and I love the fact
Yeah.
that you're out here, man, just being a blessing to people in the world. You know. It goes deeper than content creation, but it's the fact that you can use that as a vessel to reach out
Yeah.
and touch people, you know. And I think that's what it's all about, especially in this space where, man, clout is a hell of a drug. The type of
Mhm.
content I see on a regular basis, I'm like, there's no longevity in this. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not it's not coming from the heart. People are going out of their way to make themselves look like fools, you know, for a split second of fame. But the fact that you're doing this entirely organic, is coming from the heart, you just being you. You know, there's no competition in that space for you. That's your own lane. That's what I think is so dope about your brand and what you're building. Which leads me to my next question. What's your overall goal within the space that you've created? Like what do you want to do long term?
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
I think it's just sky's the limit for you, honestly.
You know, I'm working on a few projects. Um, but when I heard that question, what is my goal? Um, I
And you,
almost wanted to say,
oh no, my
go
bad.
ahead.
I mean to cut you off. I was gonna say it was just open ended as well. Like you don't have to have a concrete answer. I think it's so fascinating and that it's so wide open. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever whichever direction you take it is
Hmm.
what I'm really saying. But continue.
Yeah. Um, no, when I heard that question, I thought, well, in the beginning, I didn't have a goal, right? There was no intentional um, thing or something that I was seeking, because this all happened out of me just being me, right?
Mm,
I was given something. Um, I can almost look at it as a gift. So I was given this gift, and now what do I do with it, right?
mm,
Um, I'm working on a few projects. I'm working on a children's book.
okay.
The manuscript is almost complete. I found an illustrator. Illustrator is bomb, by the way. The
That's what's up.
illustrator is fire. Okay. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be, um, that should be done within a few weeks,
Okay.
if the timeline and everything stays on point. Um, Outside of that, we will see.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say start with the book, and then yeah, we will see. We will see where we go from there. I like leaving life open. I don't set too many parameters or too
Hmm.
many, like I don't put too many things on my calendar.
Yeah.
Like I know where I know I wanna be greater and achieve more. Um, but I like to leave stuff open because you never know how God want to bless you,
That's
and
so
you can kind
real.
of block that blessing thinking that it has to look this way or be this way, or even be at this place.
Hmm.
You know, um, so yeah, we'll see.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
That's a great answer because it's like that's the funny thing about doing things organically. You just kind of flow and go, and I can definitely say that for myself. Funny story. I love Tokaya Organica. It's one of my favorite spots. Shout out to them because
Mhm.
they be looking out too.
Mhm.
Um, and I,
They
I
got some
was in
good
there.
food.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was there last week. I placed a to go order, got me a little sangria, and I was kicking it in the corner by myself. This guy walks into the front from the from the door
West
that's
side.
on Sunset, yeah,
Mhm.
and he like beelines towards me, but I can't see his face or anything because the sun is beaming where I'm sitting, so I'm
Mhm.
blinded, and I'm like, hold on, this person and he didn't walk in here and he coming right to me. I don't think I know who this person is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like, he finally makes his way to the table and he was like, pretty much, he said he recognized me. He was like, you influencer model. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you reposted a video that I posted of you like some years ago and it started my career. And I was like, no shit.
Wow.
Wouldn't have known it. He came up to me. It was cool. He gave me my props. I wasn't looking for that. I was literally just chilling in Tokaya, and
Mhm.
we had a little a dialogue, and
Mm.
wished them well. And the fact that it was so random, had no intentions of meeting anybody, running into anybody, and he showed me love. I was like, damn, those are the type of moments where you need it the most. When you're like you're going through you're trying to figure out which direction you want to take it, how to pivot.
Mhm.
I needed that time. He didn't
Mhm.
know I needed that. I needed
Mhm.
that moment because I'll be straight up in this entertainment space. Especially where it is right now, it's extremely rocky. You have days where you just want to quit.
Mhm.
Every day I be contemplating, like, yo, is this worth it? Do I want to do this? Whether it's auditions, creating content, I'm always in limbo to a certain degree. Until now, when I finally pulled back, I reeled it in, and I'm like, I want to create content that I wholeheartedly want to create. It's not because
Mhm.
it's potentially going viral. I don't care about the fact that it may or may not go viral anymore because I just want it to be authentic and real. So, and I know I spoke about this on the last episode, y'all. So don't judge me, but this is the perfect time to talk about this again because we got somebody that's doing it in real life right here. We got my man Derrick right here. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I finally just stepped out and did it, and it felt good doing the first one. This is the fourth
Mhm.
episode. It's rewarding to do this again. There's no monetary gain from it yet, but it's the work being put in, and I enjoy doing this. I look forward to doing this every time I can sit down. I can be like, yo, I bought this microphone, this boom arm. I got these
Mm-hmm.
lights. I didn't have a camera a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I got my camera. Wanted some hue lights, RGB lights. I got it. It was piece by piece, but it's here.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
process.
Mm-hmm.
you
You
know,
I am extremely proud of you.
I appreciate that,
I've
bro.
told you this many times, right? When you start creating from a space of enjoyment, blocking out all the let it go viral, let it forget
Hmm.
all of that, right? And just create how you want to, and really what brings you joy. That takes all the pressure away, right? So
Hmm.
we can have fun again. Because before this thing became a way to make money or business, we were just having fun.
That's so
Social
true.
media was fun, creating content was fun. So if you can get back to that, you're already winning. I want you to know that now. If
Mm.
you're back in that pocket where you're enjoying what you're doing, you're already winning because it's bringing you peace. The one thing everybody wants on this earth is peace. What that looks like for you is different for everybody.
Mm.
So now that you're in that pocket, we continue that and you learn because you're still learning, right?
Yeah.
This is new type of content for you. You're still learning. So this is great, by the way.
Thank
Okay.
you. I
This
appreciate it.
whole setup, the production, amazing. Imagine what it's going to look like a couple months from now. I'm telling you right now, it's only going to get better. All right.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to when you said um, when you reposted that content and it started that guy's career. You never know when you're going to be a blessing to somebody, right? So it's important that we're aware, especially when we go out in public,
Hmm.
um, how we show up. Because even a smile can change somebody's day.
I agree. I totally agree.
Even a
Men.
smile can change somebody's day. I had no clue how you were feeling in the gym. Um, but again, just my presence alone had no clue shifted how you were feeling. You walk into rooms and you have that same effect. Okay.
Hmm.
So we're always sowing seeds. We're always a blessing to others. And sometimes outside of that, we need to take the time for ourselves to remember that, to decompress just a little bit and realize that we are in a better position now than we were a few years ago. So when it comes to wanting to quit, wanting to give up in this entertainment industry, we got to go back to why we started.
Right.
If the why we started is a solid foundation, um, then there is no quitting. If the reason why you're doing it is outside of all the fame and money and accolades, if it's outside of that, there is no quitting,
Right.
right? This is it's not something you do to do it. It's something you do because it is who you are. So if that's the case, then quitting isn't an option. Taking a time for yourself is,
Yeah.
right? Just
Absolutely.
backing up, relaxing, not even thinking about it. That's the option that you have. So I
That's
just
real.
want to lay that little acorn on you. You know, not a nugget because we don't do chicken around here. We only squirrels. So I want to lay that little acorn on you, bro. Yeah.
No, I appreciate those kind words, man. Like that means the world to me. Um, and that's the thing. You never know what a person is going through. you know, and how you can brighten up somebody's day. And when you can just do it, not even thinking about it, that's what makes it all the better, you know?
Yeah.
Um, cause yeah, it's LA, look, the game is the game. So like when I get frustrated about this space, I always just charge it to the game because it functions with me, without me, and it's gonna continue, you know. And a lot of things, a lot of gripes are self-inflicted, you know, for the most part. Of sometimes not entirely showing up to the audition. Like I might physically be there in front of the camera, but like I'm mentally elsewhere. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm.
and sometimes but it's like you got to turn it off and turn it on because like I find myself being in a space where I'm doing an audition. It's it's the last thing I want to do, but somehow, some way, I just want to get it over with. I'll snap into it as soon as I'm done. I'm out of there. I'm mentally shut off and I am moving on.
Mm.
But it's like sometimes I forget to be in that space, you know, because it's like a chore. Only at times,
Mm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't fucking feel like doing this audition. I got 3 of these joints. Don't let me get started on the theatrical ones that might be 10 pages. Especially
Yeah.
when you know
Yeah.
you going through the motions, you going through and then you have to set aside the time, but not only do you have to set aside the time, it's the mental space you have to be in to get that workflow together. And I'll definitely say this. 3 years ago, I didn't have a process. You know, I was just kind of blindly auditioning or just trying to blindly show up and wing it. And it's like, this does not work. It may work a couple of times. You might get
Mm.
lucky, you know? But anytime I have a body of work that I have to look over, commercial audition, theatrical audition, I literally have my notebook that has my process in it where I have to go through this process every single time to break it down. But it's like my safe
Mm-hmm.
space, you know. Before I was just moving around wildly. So I at this point I can definitely say I've tightened up and I don't know. I don't bring emotion into it anymore. You know, like when you lose out
Yeah.
on auditions or something doesn't go your way, I charge it to the game every single time. The game does not care about your feelings. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know. And I
Mm-hmm.
think, and I want to say that to just the content creators or whatever industry you're in, because this can apply to whatever industry. The game is gonna function the way it functions. You got to figure out how to navigate it. You got to figure out what your sweet spots are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, so on and so on and so forth, so you can thrive. And there's no guarantee that you're gonna thrive, but you have to be willing to show up and have your process set so you can be a component just in that field. You know.
What's for you is for you. At the end of the day, like it doesn't matter. Speaking for entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter if you go out and you do 10 auditions, 20 auditions,
Right.
and don't get it. It wasn't for you,
That's facts.
right? But if you just go back, the way you don't get drained from something like that, you got to have fun, right?
You're so
You got
right.
to find the fun in it. Once once that leaves, then it becomes draining. Then it becomes a chore. Then it becomes what you didn't want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just have fun, you'll be amazed at how easy the process becomes, even
Right.
when you're not getting the things that you thought you would get, right?
Right.
You're just having fun. You're in a lighter space. Things become accessible to you because you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that is so simple. We complicate things at times, but if you just have fun, and I'm not going to say don't care about achieving something. No, you still want to accomplish whatever your goals are, but don't be so hard on yourself while you're getting there. Just have fun.
That's so true, and that's that's what I had to find. I had to find my way while going through those emotions at the time. You know what I mean? So I could
Hmm.
like I could separate the two. People that know me, you know that I smoke. I smoke weed. That's what I do. That's my creative space.
Hmm.
And I have no problem saying this on camera, on the show. I smoke before my auditions. I take a gummy before my auditions because it allows me to slow down in my mind. It allows me not to be in my own head. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I can take a gummy, maybe hit the joint a couple times, and then just go let loose. And I don't care at that moment. I'm gonna show up to the audition. I'm looking at the details. And I'm like, okay, this, and this.
Y'all, he
I,
slow down so much he be reading it like this. I am. He think he reading it fast enough. He be like, so the hamburger
no, that's facts.
today.
No, that's fact. Look, the first couple tries don't always go the way it's supposed to go. That third one, that's the sweet spot. By the third time,
Yeah.
I got it. But I'm like intentionally going into it without a care in the world because I'm like, it's cool if I get it. It's cool if I don't. You know what I mean? Like I don't control the outcome anyway.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna do what I normally do. I'm not gonna change anything. I smoke on a regular basis, and I can function perfectly fine. So I'm gonna do what I do, and then next thing you know, boom, I'm booked. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Hmm.
So I gotta take that same level of functioning to the job to set. They don't know that. That's okay.
Hmm.
I'm not tripping about that.
Hmm.
But like that's
You
that's
know,
just my
that's
process. It
that's
allows me to
right.
have fun and be myself. You know.
Nah, facts. You just gotta stay you, man. Stay you. Stay true to you. Um, and don't let the pressure shape you into something you're not.
Absolutely. And you know what? I don't know how I haven't asked you this yet. Where is my man Richard?
Well, it's a rainy day,
Ah,
so
okay.
yeah, he in a tree somewhere. You know, probably watching a sitcom or something.
Is that what he does
Yeah,
in his spare time?
yeah. You know, he don't really do much now. Maxine, she be out here working. She probably out here in the streets collecting nuts for her babies right now. You know, she taking care of a set of four. Um, but yeah, Richard, he just lay in his lazy chair and relax in a tree.
You know
Hmm.
what? I wanna ask you if this is Richard's cousin. Or Richard knows this person. I
Let me
have to
see.
ask.
Let me see who we talking about.
I
I
am
know
gonna.
most of his kin folks. So what we got? What we got? Okay.
This is is
All
this
right.
is this familiar to Richard? Is he
Okay.
long distance
Nah,
cousin? OG
that's like over there. Over there.
over there. Okay,
Yeah, he don't
okay,
really associate himself. Uh, nah. Uh-uh.
okay.
What's this squirrel's name?
This
Dang,
is
what was the
secret
TV
squirrel.
show?
This is secret squirrel.
Yeah. Uh-uh. No, we
Okay,
gonna if they are kinfolk, we're gonna keep it a secret.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I got another one for you. Okay,
I'm waiting.
okay. Hey,
Now I tell you what, you better not bring up. Don't bring Sandy into this.
you know what?
Don't bring Sandy into this.
I wasn't. I
She
wasn't.
under the water. She under
I
the water with SpongeBob and them. Do not bring Sandy into this. The
okay.
last time I spoke to Sandy, we had a falling out. Cause
Wait.
she owe Maxine 5 acorns and a walnut.
Are these
Lord.
potential ops right here? Opposition? Does
You
Richard
know,
have any beef in the streets? In the trees?
when me, Richard, Maxine, Hood Rat Raymond, you know, Consuela, when we out there just doing our thing in the town, sometimes we come around the chipmunks. And, you know, I wouldn't say it's beef. They keep it cordial. They don't really say much, you know.
Okay,
They don't step on Richard's shoes. Richard don't step on their shoes, you know.
that's fair.
But it's
It,
we it's cordial. That's all I'm gonna say.
would
With
you
a raised eyebrow.
would you say okay? Would you say it's because they're walking around and you are the muscle? So like
Mm.
by default, if I was Alvin and the Chipmunks, I would probably be intimidated if I didn't have a human, you know what I'm saying, that's
Mm.
that's swole like that.
Well, you know what? When it comes to size and muscle, and you have these little rodents that can move like this, I don't think they really worry too much about my size. Actually, it worked in a disadvantage for me. Because if they wanted to, they could get me. But no, we ain't had no beef. We ain't had no beef. We ain't had no problem.
Okay.
I don't think they want problems. I don't think I want problems. It's all peace out here. You know what I'm saying? We got the chipmunks over there. We got the squirrels over here, and we living in harmony. Now, Richard will hold his own if he have to, but we all about peace around here.
Okay.
Maxine, she could definitely hold her own. Hood Rat Raymond, oh
Wait, I don't think I met Hood Rat Raymond.
yeah,
What?
you probably haven't. He only come out when business gotta be taken care of.
Oh, okay,
Mm,
okay.
mm-hmm.
We, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just leave that off the table.
yeah. He a
We ain't gonna,
businessman.
we ain't gonna dive into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Clearly, he has things handled in a nutshell. So I don't even want to.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Raymond, I'm off the grid. Don't worry about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you. You
He ain't
good?
worried about you until he got to worry about you. All right.
That's great.
That's all I'm saying. That's all
That
I'm saying. Don't give him a reason to worry about you.
no, that's
That's all I'm
facts.
saying. We're gonna get a little nibble.
That is a bet.
Well, yeah.
What
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? I did want to speak about this because you're working on something really dope. And oh my bad, you good?
Yep.
Okay, I did want to ask you about this. It's one of my final questions for you. You have the interview series that you're working on. Like I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
say too much about it. I'll let you plug it in if you want to, if you want to talk about it. But I think it was really dope what you got going on. You mind giving us a little snippet of the details?
The snippet I'm gonna give, the little nibble I'm gonna give. Y'all may see a familiar face in it. You know, and I may give a little bit more. Uh, it rhymes with Donny Savage.
What? Wait, what?
That's that. Huh?
it
What?
it rhymes with Donny Savage.
Yeah.
Donny Savage. What else? What rhymes with Donny Savage?
Mm, yeah.
You know what?
Rhymes with Donny Savage.
I'm
That's
stumped.
all I'm gonna say.
I'm stumped.
The name rhymes with yeah, me too. I have no clue who it could be. Um, but you know, I'm going about in these nibble streets asking nibble questions. And getting folks' reactions, and you know, I'm still crafting some of the questions, but it's going to be good. It's going to be another piece of content that people can enjoy. laugh, and just have a good time.
I can't
It's
wait
gonna
for
be
y'all to
good.
see this. I can't wait for y'all to see this.
Yeah.
It was fun times.
Soon.
Fun.
Soon. This
Okay.
month for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I I feel that.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Going into the tail end of this, if there's any advice you could give a up and coming content creator, like what would you tell them? Being that, there's a lot of people that are like watching your growth, and you're moving up the ranks at a rapid speed. And it's not about the metrics. It's more about the engagement and the lives that you touch on a regular basis, because people show up to watch your content like it's really a television show. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like, I go through your comments, I see the things people say, and I'm like, it's so crazy. It in a good way. Like, it's so dope that you've integrated this type of content into your life to the point where you don't even have to separate the two, because it's just really who you are, and it's what
Hmm.
you do. There's no act, there's no facade. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So looping back to the original question, what kind of advice would you give a content creator that's up and coming?
I would say, and I will say, start with what you have right now. If you just have an iPhone, maybe if you have a Motorola flip phone, I don't care what kind of phone you got. Just start with what you have. Uh, a lot of content creators that I know, um, they put off doing the thing until they have the DSLR camera or the
Mm-hmm.
perfect lighting or the just start with what you have and you'll realize that you probably didn't need all them things in the first place. Okay? Start where you are because you have all the resources at hand if you just
Mm-hmm.
open your eyes to see it.
That's real.
Secondly, don't worry about the metrics. Just create from a fun place and just have fun with it. Your community, your people will gravitate to what you're putting out there in the world. And thirdly, there aren't many people that are creating from a space of authenticity.
So true.
Um, so, with that being said, by doing so, you're creating your own blueprint. And when you do get that audience and it starts to grow, they will stay with you much longer because there's nowhere else for them to go to
Mm.
get what you give.
Speaking volumes, you speak in volumes, and I think the dopest part about this is that you stand on this and you're living proof, because I can't go to any other profile. There's not another person out here that I know, at least, that's creating the content that you create, and to have the interactions that you have, and have the amount of fun that you have. So if I want to see some squirrels turn up live in concert, uh kicking
Hmm.
it on their own couch, doing their own thing, I gotta pull up to your page, because ain't nobody else is doing that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
And the fact that you mentioned just starting with what you already have, that's so monumental. And I'll tell y'all this. What's crazy is me and Derek actually had this conversation a while back, earlier this year, about YouTube, and about, you know, just kind of pivoting with content altogether. I created my first YouTube video on my phone.
Hmm.
I didn't make the excuse. I just I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on do not disturb. Don't nobody call me. It's on airplane mode, all that. And I just put it on the tripod, went in the bedroom, set up a little hue light, and just let it rock. Just, let it flow. And now I just found this out the other day. Went to my channel, and I was just kind of assessing how certain things are going. I hadn't posted in a while because I'm building this out now, and I'll get that consistency back. I went back to my first video, and I was like, oh, it has 22,000 views on it. And for me, that's damn good because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm literally just having a conversation, talking about my life and how I became famous. And the fact that it got 22,000 views on it was insane to me because I'm like, damn, people actually cared to see me. I'm not doing anything extravagant. I'm literally just sitting down in a room talking. And I didn't know that I could turn that into something. You know what I mean? And here we are. Here we are today. The Camp Savage Show.
Yeah. Well, again, brother, I'm proud of you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's only gonna get better.
Oh, we running it up. We running it up. It ain't no going back. You know what I'm saying? There's it's taken a lot to get to this point.
Yeah.
I don't undermine that whatsoever. It took a lot of trauma, turmoil, ups, downs to get to this point. I appreciate every single last bit of it because I wouldn't be in this space to be able to show up and do this. You know? And I feel like I'm very fortunate to have solid people in my circle, you being one of them. Always show love, and that is entirely reciprocated. You know what I mean? Anything you need, got you. You know, we pull up and shoot content for each other anyway.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep this thing going. You know, pouring into other people. So I definitely wanted to end this giving you your flowers, man. You are a dope person. Where can people follow you? I want you to plug in your social. I'll put it in the description below so you can check out Derrick and his amazing content. You're gonna fall in love with his content. I guarantee that. There's no way you're not. You know, unless you just got a vendetta against squirrels. I don't know why, because they literally just mind their own business. But I mean, you.
A lot of people do, but even those people, they come to my page and they're like, "Yo, we love what you're doing." So I hope that when y'all do decide to take a what is it? If y'all come on yonder to the Squirrel side, and just see the content that I'm creating because it's very wholesome. It's very light, and you will laugh, you will smile, you may even cry at some of the things. But you can follow me on all socials at Derrick Downey Jr. Derrick, the original traditional way to spell Derrick. Downey, DOWNEYJR. So yeah, y'all come on over. We'll have a good time, and y'all can meet the whole family.
There you go. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. I got to keep saying it because this is my little baby. You know what I mean? I'm like tending to the needs of my little baby. You know, every step of the way, trying to get better at this, trying to work out the kinks. I told you I lost my video and my audio from my guest the other day. I let my editor know, and he made me feel good about the situation because he was like, "Man, I can't tell you how many times I forgot to sync video and audio." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm not the only person because I was freaking out about that." But you know, it's a learning process at the end of the day. You know, all you can do is work out the kinks, get better, and fine tune things. But with that being said, the Camp Savage Show is here to stay, and we gonna keep rocking out. You know,
that's right.
Round of
Let's
applause.
go.
Round
Let's
of applause.
go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I will catch you guys on the next segment. We got episode 5 coming up. We are moving along, you know. But I'll catch y'all.
All right, y'all. Thanks for having me again, brother. Love you.
For sure.